The beginning of the Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan, as you probably know, was delayed from last year. Organisers, forced by the pandemic in Japan, was unable to invite spectators to the opening ceremony, but they tried as best as they can to bring some entertaining startups for the viewers around the world. First one was made by the Japan's Air Self-Defense Force Aerobatic Squadron, nicknamed the Blue Impulse, which drew 5 Olympic rings over the clear Tokyo skies. And as the Games celebrated unity around the globe during the evening ceremony, more than 1,800 drones took to the Tokyo skies and formed the rotating Earth above the Olympic Stadium. Wow, it's like something from a sci-fi movie. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for all the Olympic athletes, especially from Great Britain, of course. But what about all the aviation news? Well, this is the best place for you to find out. I'm your host, REGAN, and this is Air Sports News. I personally can't wait for the beginning of the Baltic Wingsuit meet, which will start in the second part of August at the Eblag Aero Club in Poland. Why? Because of the outstanding world record they want to beat right there. The main goal of the event is to set a new flight world record with an 18 wingsuit and plane and break the current record by 4 people. The previous one was organised in the Algarve by Daniel Ossio from Switzerland. During the 5 days of August, approximately 1,000 jumps will be performed in different wingsuit formations of between 9 and 18 people, including the plane. The lineup will be international. So far, jumpers from Poland, Norway, Canada, Austria and Switzerland have confirmed their participation, and other nationalities are waiting for the final decision regarding the possibility of arriving, including the COVID-19 restrictions. Huge congratulations to our team go to the amazing and very talented junior British gliding team that just got back home from a competition in Lithuania. The junior British gliding team have been competing in the European Junior Gliding Championships in Eastern Europe, where more than 34 young pilots were fighting for the win. Gold medal in the club class goes to Finn Slay, who won with Lasse Ederslev from Denmark and Niels Fecker from Germany. The winner in the standard class was German Simon Briel, but the British pilots took the rest of the podium. Silver medal goes to Tom Pavis and bronze to Henry Indigo Jones. And the overall team gold medal was British too. Congratulations to all of you. The International Aerobatic Club have announced the official results for the middle of the aerobatic season in the US. The battle for first place was very tight in the intermediate, and advanced is so close. Authorities from the IAC mentioned that they need some more unlimited pilots, which is challenging as there have only been a couple of contests that have an unlimited category so far this year. In the sportsman category, current leader is Michael Hoy, leading before Marianne Fox and Mark King. The best pilot in intermediate is Jerry Asquazenzi, and Matt Dunfree is leading in advanced category. Jim Boyk is the only pilot in the unlimited grid so far. This Montreal-born skydiver started skydiving in 1982 at Bradair in Fredericton. Since then he has been involved in many large formation jumps around the world, including the 282 weight in Thailand, where he was asked to do the video debriefs for the participants while the captains would meet and do their bit as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please meet Lyle Pressy. What's your main business right now, Lyle?
So, we've had the goggle business for 30 years. And then years down the road after that, I had a gear store in Sebastian, and I had that for about 20 years. And we left the drop zone, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago or so. But I've stayed in the gear business, and I started to specialize in stocking vector rigs and now javelin rigs as well. So timing on that's worked out pretty good. There's a big demand right now, and I had quite a few rigs ordered. So pretty busy just selling rigs right now, talking to people, making sure they're getting the right equipment.
Well, tell me a little story about the Lord organizing days. You must have had some good times then.
Oh, wow. I loved it. And you know how awesome it is. You get to share that experience with everybody, and you meet so many people, and the days are just awesome. You finish every day laughing and giggling and having a beer with people. And, and it took me all over. I've traveled through Europe and through a good chunk of the US and Canada. And, I'd like to get back at it someday, but man, you really got to commit to that, and the days are long. And I think I go back for like maybe a 4 or 5 day jump, but the days of doing 8 and 10 jumps and pounding them in like that, for me that's beyond what I want to do anymore. But wow, what a time.
And as always, the full-length interview with my guest can be found on the Air Sports Promotion YouTube channel, where so far you can find more than 350 air sports videos, interviews, and much more interesting content. Have a look. The FAI informed that the local regulations of the 11th FAI World Paragliding Accuracy Championships were published on fai.org and the competition's website. The event will take place between the 4th and 16th of October 21 in Pressy, North Macedonia. It is organised with the paragliding clubs Extrema and Delta with the support of the NAC of North Macedonia. The event deadline will be the 31st of July 21. The list of pilots who are representing the NACs must be sent by the NAC or their official representatives to the organiser. The deadline is the 5th of August 2021. Only pilots that are approved by their NAC will be considered for allocation. So guys, don't miss out on those terms. The Garmin International Company just won a Collier Trophy for its fully automated one-button emergency landing solution, the Garmin Autoland, which is one of the most stepping stone achievements in modern aviation, allowing anyone to safely land a plane in case of an emergency, and even the passengers can do it as well. Garmin Autoland is designed to take over for an incapacitated pilot and will, as the name implies, navigate the airplane to the nearest suitable airport, land, then shut down the engines, broadcasting the emergency notifications along the way. After pushing only one button, everything is happening automatically, including full stop landing on the runway. Absolutely amazing. The Collier Trophy is an annual aviation award administered by the US National Aeronautic Association, presented to those who have made the greatest achievement in aeronautics and astronautics in America, with respect to improving the performance, efficiency and safety of air or space vehicles, the value of which has been thoroughly demonstrated by actual use during the preceding year. So after two first commercial space flights for Richard Branson and Jeff Bezos' spaceships, the FAI has brought them back to Earth with a new rule that says they are not actually astronauts. Last Tuesday, while Amazon founder Bezos was celebrating his latest accomplishment, the FAA ruled that going along for the ride doesn't make one an astronaut worthy of the official designation by the agency. It amended the requirement by requiring those that get a set of FAA astronaut wings must contribute activities during flight that were essential to public safety or contributed to human spaceflight safety. Branson, Bezos and their fellow passengers can still apply to be the next best thing to real astronauts. The FAI will consider making them honorary astronauts as individuals whose contribution to commercial human spaceflight merits special recognition. It's solely up to the FAA administrator's discretion as to who will actually get the honorary titles. Talented Japanese videographer Sean Chow is preparing an amazing cinematic video about hot air balloon flights over Australia's landscape. He calls it Sunrise at 3,000 feet, and he allows us to watch the first shots from his video. It's absolutely worth a watch. Have a look. A video about this air balloon trip with Global Ballooning Australia was also the beginning of the sound adventure, which filmmakers will go to nature and to the city to capture the sound, which will be part of the FSX of the video. We can't wait to see and hear the final product. So anytime we're searching for some amazing FPV drone footage videos, we find fast or long range or freestyle content, and most of it is recorded in normal speed. But what about FPV flying in slow motion? Stefan Kauschod has the answer. Stefan used a 4K camera recording at 422 frames per second. He mounted it on the Hexadrone and chased skaters in the skate park. The result is stunning. Alright, now it's time for our weekly Gordon Bennett update section. My first guest this week come from the team which was the most colourful on the last Gordon Bennett edition in France 2020, and he's one of the most recognisable Polish balloon pilots with absolutely amazing aviation stories to tell. Not only from the Gordon Bennett contest, but many others as well. So let's listen to the one and the only Christoph Zapat. Tell me about your preparations for the championships. What's happening?
No, we will prepare the completely new balloon because, last America's Challenge we landed in tundra. It was big story. I would like to tell you about our adventure in Canada.
Yeah, tell me.
Our tundra landing was amazing. We lost our balloon. It was 650 kilometers to the nearest road and 200 to the diamond mine. We were rescued by Canada Rangers and a helicopter pilot from the mine, whom I would like to thank you again.
And how was the feeling with the America's Challenge? Did it feel different than the Gordon Bennett? Did it have a different sensation?
Gordon Bennett is a world championships. Is a fantastic feelings, and all is the best. But America's Challenge is the second biggest gas balloon race all the world. I think is the same. But Gordon Bennett is a long stories in gas ballooning.
Yes, a lot of history of Gordon Bennett in Poland. Tell me a little bit about what you know about Polish gas ballooning.
Polish gas ballooning was a big stories. Gordon Bennett in Poland is a great celebration of balloon and the balloon family. Remember that before World War II, Polish pilots won the Gordon Bennett competition 4 times. From 1939, 3 consecutive editions did not take place due to war, communism, and COVID-19. Now we can say that great ballooning returns to Poland for the first time since 1937.
My second guest this week is the pilot from the Germany 2 team flying together with Axel Hunkel. In the last edition of the Gordon Bennett race, they achieved 5th place in overall classification, covering the distance of 1,716 kilometres, losing only by about 50 kilometres to the winning team from Switzerland. Let's talk with Andres Zumrod. Andres Zumrod is with us. Hello Andres, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. The weather is good. You see the sun in my face. But it's a little bit windy. We cannot fly today with the balloon.
Did you go and try anyway? Did you go out there?
Yes, I made my first hydrogen gas balloon flight last Sunday with some club members. And it was a very nice fly to the Sauerland, to the south of the south. We are going with 20 knots. That was a good speed.
Yes.
And then we landed at Siegen, called the town in Germany nearby Siegen, on an airport.
How long was that flight?
It was only 5 hours. That's not a good Gordon Bennett flight. Short.
So talking about the weather, let's talk a little bit about meteor, about the weather with the Gordon Bennett. There's a lot involved, a lot of work on the ground. Tell me a little bit about your process.
It's very difficult perhaps this year, because Poland, where we started to win, it's North Poland.
Yes.
And we have Kaliningrad, we have Russia in the east. It will be very difficult because the Poland pilot said or wrote in the internet, we always have or often have west wind.
Yes.
In the west wind, we're going nearby Russia or to Kaliningrad, where we didn't have permission to fly.
Yeah.
And that's It will be difficult, and I think the first day this year will decide how long the race will go on. Perhaps we go to the northwest and then to the east, over the East Sea to the north, to Finland, to Sweden. That would be a good strategy if it works.
All the previous interviews with this year's pilots from the Gordon Bennett race can be found on the official gordonbennett.aero website. The chats with Christoph and Andreas will be uploaded there within the next few days. On the 23rd of July 1999, the Space Shuttle Columbia lifted off on its 26th mission to place the Chandra X-ray Observatory in orbit. The total mission duration was 4 days, 22 hours and 49 minutes, 37 seconds. In command was Colonel Eileen Murray Collins, United States Air Force, on her third shuttle flight, and this was the first time that a shuttle mission had been commanded by a woman. On the 24th of July 1936, on her 39th birthday, at the Union Air Terminal in Burbank, California, Amelia Earhart accepted delivery of her new Lockheed Electra special aircraft. $80,000 to buy the Electra was provided by the Purdue Research Foundation from donations made by several individuals. George Palmer Putnam, Amelia's husband, made the arrangements to order the aeroplane, and in March 1936 gave Lockheed the authorization to proceed with delivery, requested in June. On the 25th of June 1984, cosmonaut Sevlina Evgelina Sablikiena, on her second mission to the Salyut 7 space station, became the first woman to perform a spacewalk, where she spent 3 hours 35 minutes outside the space station. Sevlina was the second woman to fly to space, following Valentina Tereshkova. She spent 19 days, 7 hours, 6 minutes in space. Also on the 25th of July 1909, Louis Charles Joseph Blériot took off from the hamlet of Le Baquet in France in his own Type 11 single-engine monoplane and flew across the English Channel to Dover. He landed at Northfield Meadow near Dover Castle in Kent in England. The airplane did not have a compass, so for a visual reference, Blériot used a 26-knot Petuseline-class torpedo boat destroyer, which was sailing towards Dover. That's it for this week, guys. Don't miss out on the next Air Sports News episode next week at the same time, same place. Before that, I would like to leave you with some absolutely incredible shots delivered by the paraglider pilot Marcelo Ubcha from the paragliding thermal flight during the competition in Macedonia. Take a look, and remember, stay safe and keep your eyes on the skies.